Hey folks, Adam AI4UH, and I wanted to show you one of my QRP kits. This is not a special bag. I think I picked this up at a thrift shop or a yard sale or something. Looks like the type of bag you might put some toiletries in, but this has pretty much a complete radio station in it. You know, what's in here? The answer is a lot. So let's open it up, and I will show you what I travel with. So I have several different go bags. This is the one that I use when I am flying. So first thing is a power bank. This is actually the type of power bank with the 12-volt takeoff, like you could maybe use it to start a car. I don't have the car starting attachment for it anymore. This might have been another thrift shop purchase, but I actually use this as a 12-volt power supply for the radio, both for charging and because the radio that's in here is the X6100. And if you have an external power source, it'll let you run 10 watts instead of 5. So that's pretty cool. So I've got a power supply and a wire. And then, of course, I have one of my very favorite keys for using in the field. This is going to be the Bunnell Model 6B key. It's a vintage key. It was made by Bunnell for Western Electric, and they actually included these in the field technicians' kits. So there'd be 4 keys in the kit for testing the lines when Western Electric went out there, and you can see that it's just a nice little straight key. And what I did was I took the number 3 key out of a kit and I mounted it in this plastic project box. I put a stereo jack on the back so that I can use a regular wire to connect it to the rig. And then I attached some Velcro so that I can actually Velcro this around my arm or my leg and have a key there ready to go. So that's one of the keys that I like to travel with in this kit. Next, got a microphone. I don't use the microphone a whole lot, but occasionally I'm traveling somewhere and I invite some friends to go do Parks on the Air with me, and of course they don't know CW, so we get the microphone out and we do an SSB activation. And then I've got some antenna junk. First thing, this is the KA6IRL antenna kit. It's a little matching transformer. And this one I made up originally for SMA because I use it a lot with also TrueSDX, but I put the BNC adapter on it because this is an X6100 kit. And the amount of wire I've got on there, that is cut for 20 meters, and that works really great. I also have a couple different pieces of counterpoise. This is a 20 meter counterpoise, and this is a 40 meter counterpoise, and I'll show you the antennas that they go with in just a minute. Next, I have just a random, USB charging wire. It's got the micro, the C, and the Apple chargers on there, and I use that to charge the power station or my phone or whatever. I used to carry a little speaker in this kit, but I don't anymore. If I did, that had a micro USB on it. I also have the actual charger that goes with the X6100, so that, I can plug that in the hotel or wherever I'm staying and let that charge up overnight. And then I've got a couple of USB-C cables. One is a C to C, one is a C to B. And I use these, you may not know this, but I run WinLink quite a bit. So I use these to set up my WinLink email or do other digital modes from my laptop with the X6100. And then let's talk about this really cool antenna. This is a more expensive of the QRP antennas I have. It is actually an Elecraft antenna, and that is the model right there, Elecraft AX2. So what it's got is, just like the K6IRL, it's got a little matching transformer in there, and it's got this telescoping kit, so that that little piece of kit will pretty much get you on 20 meters. And then I picked this up off of eBay, and it's just a BNC right angle and a couple little legs so that you can take some of the stress off of the rig. And then it's also got a coil so that you can run this on 40 meters. So again, pretty cool little piece of kit, and it all breaks down pretty nicely. And then we've got the X6100. I 3D printed a little protective screen cover. I didn't want anything to mash that screen while it's in the case, especially not when it's getting, beaten around in my backpack. But pull that off, and it's just the regular X6100. Great little radio. I love these quite a bit. I really like that it's got a built-in tuner. The tuner on these are fantastic. I won't say it's as good as the tuner on my G90, for example. The G90's tuner, I mean, it literally, I have tuned a piece of coax with it. It didn't radiate anything, but I got a match on it. The X6100, it does almost as good. I've never had any problem, being able to match the KA6IRL or the Elecraft or a piece of random wire or whatever I might want to use with it. I love that it has a fantastic pan display. I love that it has a built-in SWR scanner, which of course I'm going to stop because there's no antenna connected. I love that it has a built-in keyer, so I can, you can see some of the keying I've got in here, CQ POTA. So overall, fantastic radio. I love traveling with it. I like all my QRP radios, but this one just overall has the best display. And the fact that it has the built-in USB-C, so I can plug this straight into the computer and do my digital modes, is really just fantastic. And then last, but certainly not least, one of my prized possessions is a pair of glasses. No, this is going to be the KA6IRL QRP J-36. So that is my J-36 miniature, and this thing slides around really bad. So I actually have one of my bug mats I cut out in miniature just to fit that. And I use a little alligator clip as a pendulum extension because it's just so small in there. And this little bug, I actually have made, hundreds and hundreds of contacts, especially out there doing parks on the air, or, maybe a weekend sprintathon while I'm traveling or anything. So that's my kit. And you can see all of this fit in that one little bag. Straight key, bug, wire antenna, telescoping antenna, counterpoise, power connectors, power supply, microphone, cover, charger. That's a lot. This is more than I would need to have a really good time out there playing radio. So that's what's in my QRP kit for the X6100, and hope to hear you all in the air very soon. 7-3, this is AI4UH.